So I'm going to hand over to Stevie now, who's going to talk a little bit more about Queenwood and how the data is collected.
Thank you, Paul. I started Queenwood in October 2015, where I taken over from Cameron Millen, who had been there from construction. The course was opened in 2001. Queenwood is a privately owned, entirely exclusive club with daily pressures of tournament setup and green speeds of 11 feet plus for 7 to 8 months of the year. It's also home and practice to 14 Tour Pro golfers. Queenwood has USGA spec greens with T1 and Alpha creeping bent grass that were resown in 2011. We have 20 staff that is made up of various positions, with an additional 5 onto that from seasonals who come from April to October. Queenwood has always done greens testing, and ball roll quality has to be of tour standard. The reason why I wanted to do this was to try and get a better understanding whilst trying to create performance with consistency, with less peaks and troughs, and of course without causing a detrimental effect to the plant. If you look at the nitrogen applications here, we apply 1 to 2 units every 7 to 10 days. This is off a bespoke mix we had made up through soil analysis, and this gives us a good balance between plant health and performance, which of course helps with our daily demands. The increased rates of N that you see there are to do with renovation and recovery periods, which we have 3 of a year. On the bottom slide, over this 6-month period of applying PGR, that is based of 150 to 175 growth degree days with no base temperatures. Because we spray in such regular intervals, we tend to mix the two together, and the occasions where feed is not needed with PGR, it's mixed with iron and seaweed. The higher applications that you see here of PGR are to do with fluctuations in growth, but we mainly stay between 150 and 250 millilitres. If I'm being honest, I haven't seen much of a difference with the higher rates of PGR, and I'm a big believer it's more to do with timings and amounts.
Okay. So that information you're collecting, Steve, is those scheduling of the applications is driven through what you're seeing.
Yes,
out on the ground, and also what you're collecting measurement-wise. And we can see here analysis of what we're getting in May. So the blue line is GDD through, this is daily GDD through May, and it's all over the shop. May is a difficult month. You got that period differential growth as well. So it's bouncing around all over the place. The green line is clip yield. So at the start of the month, certainly when GDD is low, we've got a nice steady clip yield. And then it's starting to spike around that period. So first application of certainly Trinexapac ethyl is going on around about the 5th of May. We've got a short spike there in terms of GDD. Looks like it's had an effect. Starting to maybe come out of regulation or changes in cultural management. Starting to see the clip go up with GDD. Interesting point there is GDD's come down, but growth has surged just before and then sharply back down again. So moral of the story here is it's a little bit of a lottery. You really got to be the art of greenkeeping. We've got to be quick to respond, change your cultural practices to keep that output in terms of green speed where you want it to be. Once we're into July, conditions are a little bit more easy to control, we would hope. And we're getting GDD a little bit more stable. Temperatures have gone hot around this period, so again, because we've got moisture, adequate moisture in there, maybe driving a little bit of mineralization, or certainly the strongest growth potential. It's gone up. Our clip yield has sort of stayed, fluctuated a little bit, but just generally where I want it around that line, but spiked there. Interestingly, just before that, or around that period of a repeat Trinexapac ethyl application, which is a 9-day period. So, Stevie, I mean, you know that data a little bit more.
Yeah, on this occasion we had to act and move quite swiftly. In the afternoon we switched from smooth rollers to groove rollers, cut in the afternoon, then again in the morning with groove rollers, and that got us back into where we need to be for performance levels. And from that day we can learn from this with two of the boys that are sitting in here now. We decided to go with groove rollers 2 to 3 times a week, just to try and stop this happening again.
So really responding very quickly. And maybe on that day we would have, asked the green how much did you get off today, and they would have said, well, quite a lot today. Maybe they wouldn't have seen it quite as much, but because of measuring and monitoring it, we can see that change very quickly and react.